Hi everyone, here's a bird bath I just made out of glass that I bought at thrift stores. Got this bowl with the basket weave, it looks really pretty. And I used candy dishes, candle holder, some little plates and vases. So this was real fun to put together, and I'm going to show you how I made this. I'm going to make a bird bath today using these items that I bought at a thrift store. Got this yellow vase, it's really pretty. And I've got a wine glass, and here's a vase that kind of has a basket weave to it. It looks really pretty in the sun, it sparkles. We got a plate, this amber colored dish, candy dish, candle holder, and some other dishes here. And this is the bowl that's going to be on the top for the water. Another basket weave. Alright, so I'm going to put that all together and make a bird bath. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is glue the base. I usually use a plate for the bottom to hold it upright. And I'm going to glue this on top of here, like that. The bottom. And I usually use E6000 glue for my bird baths. Sometimes I'll use epoxy if I need to, but I usually use E6000. So I'm going to glue that on here. Let's see. Put a little in here too. I'll probably get my little level and put that across here to make sure that's straight too. Okay, so I use my little level. I put it on a flat surface and leveled it out just to make sure it's straight. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to glue is this. I'm going to put this little plate on here so it can be a little platform. And then when that dries, I'm going to put this one on top like that. So, go ahead and glue that. Okay, so I'll just make sure that's centered and level, and I might follow up with epoxy tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see how strong it is. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to glue these two pieces together like this. And I might epoxy that later too, just to make sure it's really strong. Okay, that should be enough. Alright. Okay. That looks good. Okay, the last thing I'm going to glue together is this plate is going to go on top of here as a platform. And it only touches in the four corners, so I definitely have to follow up with some epoxy. I'll do that tomorrow. But I'm going to glue that on here. Look how that sparkles in the sun. It's so pretty. Okay, so I'm going to level that too, make sure it's level. Okay, so this is what I have done for today, and I'll glue the rest together tomorrow. Okay, it's the next day, everything is dry. I wanted to show you something. I was playing around with some of this stuff last night, but I have this that I'm going to use for a totem later on, this big marble, and I put that on there. Look at that. That would be a pretty yard decoration all by itself. But I'm making a bird bath, so I'm not going to use it. Okay, so everything's dry from that E6000 glue, but I'm going to reinforce some of these because the pieces don't touch everything up here. It's just touching the edges. So I think it needs a little extra glue. So I'm going to use some epoxy. Like this only touches on the corners. And then this one only touches on the very edge, so I'm going to pour some epoxy into some of these pieces. And right now I'm using this Gorilla Glue epoxy because that's all I could find, but I like JB Weld better because it has a better cap on the end, I think, and it has a stir stick with it, which I like. So, but I'm going to use this for now. Okay, so I'm going to flip all these over. So I just pour this in here. So first I'm going to pour it in this one. So I'm just going to drizzle it in here. Oops. Okay, so I drizzled it all the way around the edge in here. So that'll hold it nice and tight. I'll let that dry. And then I'm going to put it around this one. Alright, so I put a little bit of epoxy around this one too. So I've got epoxy around that. And this one. So it'll be a little bit stronger when I put it together. So I'll let that dry and finish the rest tomorrow. Okay, so I let this dry overnight, and so I'm going to glue the rest of this together. So the first thing I'm going to glue all together is this here. I'll put this on here like that. I'm going to glue this one on top of here, like this. Okay. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to let those two dry overnight before I put these together. I'm gonna put this one on top of here, and then the bowl is gonna go on top of here. So I'm gonna let that dry. Okay, I let this dry overnight, and so today I'm gonna glue the rest of it together. This is gonna go on here. And since this one is really heavy, I'm going to use epoxy between these two to make sure that it holds together. Mix up epoxy. Okay, and I'm going to let that dry before I put the top on. Make sure it's secure. Okay, so it's been another 24 hours, and I'm going to glue the top on here. The bowl is going to sit right here. And I'm going to use both E6000 and epoxy just to make sure that it holds. So this on here first. I'll put this in the middle. And then I'll put epoxy around the edge. Let's put it in the bottom of the bowl. Okay. sitting on there nice and tight. Alright, I'll let that dry, and then I'll be able to put it out in the garden this afternoon. And here it is finished. I put it out here in my garden. I think I'll put some little pebbles in there for the birds.